Is it true that you and the King are pen pals?
Now, that's a little excessive.
OK.
He wrote me, years ago, he wrote me a fan letter with his own handwriting, which is pretty difficult to read, actually.
Right.
And it was thrilling for me, and I replied. And we've kind of gone on from time to time writing to each other. But pen pal doesn't cover it. That's not right.
OK.
Because I don't want to look like a total dick, OK?
I know, I'm trying to work out what term does cover it. Friends with benefits?
Yeah, that could be right.
It's an Outback survival kit that I was given.
It's not quite an Oscars goodie bag.
Oh, it's better. OK, this is... I've realised why English people are so scared of Australia. OK, it starts with... these are minor injuries. Let me just check these. Yeah, these are the minor injuries. Gauze pads, iPads, splinter probe. OK, then you've got...
That's not an iPad like an iPad.
This is my favourite one. This one's major injuries, and then on the back, it's got amputated parts bags. So firstly, I mean, too late. But it says control bleeding from stump, seek urgent medical assistance, place amputated part into a clean plastic bag, preferably float the bag in a container of icy water or on top of crushed ice.
But obviously, what I know of the Outback, it doesn't appear to be a place where there's a lot of crushed ice knocking about.
Oh, yeah, if you've got a slush puppy in one hand and you've lost your other hand. So is that the bag?
This is the amputated parts bag.
I tell you what, you lose a hand, the frustration of trying to open that with one hand is That's the real kick in the Jaffers, isn't it?
I quite like the fact they've made it clear so you can take it on a plane or into an exam.
Lord of the Reply Guys, Elon Musk, is considering donating millions of pounds to Nigel Farage's Reform Party.
What I don't get about Elon Musk is the bloke has all the money.
Yep.
He could do whatever he wants. Like, he could have gone to New York and paid for Macaulay Culkin to have the ice cream with him. And still, he decides to spend his time with Nigel Farage. Mm-hmm. Just have a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? Dress as a building on a Friday.
He can afford a large cardboard box as much as anyone.
Richard, I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts on Saudi Arabia getting the World Cup?
Well, thank you. Is there grass available?
I think they will have some brought in, yeah.
Then I think he'll be fine. I mean, I think he'll be fine, and I think probably most of the matches will happen.
Finn?
Yeah. No, grass is good. I mean, as a football fan, I guess you can't drink. I think you can get stoned. Maybe. I think you have to know people to know people. But it's funny how they're saying, oh, you've got to build, was it 10 stadiums in 11 years? How are they going to do it? Slaves. They're just going to use slaves.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
If HS2 was done in Riyadh, they'd have done it a decade ago. I'm not saying that's what we should do.
So I'm doing the Strictly Christmas special. Mm-hmm. It's been announced.
Yep.
I'm Billy Elliot for the TikTok generation.
I am so excited.
Yep.
I just cannot cope with how adorable you're going to look. Like, in that little silk shirt, like a little boy whose mum's dressing for a wedding. I don't
know if you've seen it, Chris McCausland, who's obviously of the show, has been on it.
Yep.
And I watched this and I was incredibly inspired.
Yep.
By how many tickets his tour has sold.
Do they know you're not disabled?
It's difficult to tell after a couple of rehearsals, I'll tell you that for free.
Listen, I, for one, can't wait to see Saturday Night Asthma.
But what I love most about the show, because you're training quite a lot for this, Josh genuinely, this week, in our meeting, complained about the state of his feet. He used the phrase, without irony, my feet are in bits.
They've been cut to ribbons.
I know, whereas you and I are like, yeah, our feet come in bits. Alex, you even built a snowman this week.
Yeah, I built a snowman with the kids.
Yeah.
Have a look at this, there it is. It's horrific.
Sorry, is he on MDMA?
The best thing about it is that my girls are 6 and 7, and they insisted on me rolling that big bastard snowball for the body. But their hands are bigger than mine.
Is that a banana in its mouth?
Yeah, it's a banana in its mouth, yeah.
How did that look after a couple of days?
Well, here's a photo of what it looks like now. There it is.
Oh, do you know what? That's the thing with Class A drugs. The come down is awful.
There's a thing with the branches.
Yeah.
So I've got the branches like 3 sprigs at the end.
Yeah.
My daughter, my youngest, said, "Oh, Daddy, it's got 3 fingers." I was like, "Yeah." And they went, "Is that why you picked those branches?"
I went to Lapland. I took my family to Lapland.
Yeah, and by that you mean not the strip club, the country.
You've got to wait till they're old enough for that one, haven't you, Adam? Yeah, I took them to the country in Finland.
Yeah.
And we went to visit Santa.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was disappointing, but my daughter afterwards said, "I prefer Lapland, UK."
I'm going tomorrow. I can't
Yeah.
bloody wait.
And you've
Can't wait
been-
to see.
Well, I'd recommend you go to the one near Reading, because it's better.
After years of saying he wouldn't pardon his son for his firearm and tax evasion charges, this week Joe Biden pardoned his son for his firearm and tax evasion charges, which now makes him perfectly qualified for a spot in Donald Trump's cabinet. The pardon extended to, quote, any crimes he has or may have committed in the last 11 years, which seems weirdly specific. Do you think maybe they said 10 years and then Biden went, oh, maybe make it 11?
I'm just ringing up Dad. Dad, do you remember 2013?
It's a big thing to do for your kid in December. Hunter Biden's probably going, "So, Dad, was the pardon my main present?" Or, stuck in?
That must be combined birthday and Christmas, surely.
Will the royal family be playing I Spy at Sandringham this Christmas? Yes, the news of the week centred around Prince Andrew and his connections to an alleged Chinese spy, just as the heat was dying down from his friendship with convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Or, to put it another way, the Grand Old Duke of York, he knew 10,000 men, he ceased all contact with one of them, now he's had to do it again. Prince Andrew can't catch a break at the moment. He's also had to scrap the cookbook he was due to release with Greg Wallace. And he's delayed the release of the single he recorded with P. Diddy. Lads, what do we make of this?
I genuinely feel sorry for if this guy was a spy. I feel sorry for him because he probably got into the spy game for the fast cars, the women just always skiing or going up to space stations and shit like that. And the job that he got given was to sit there and look interested while Prince Andrew makes a fort out of cushions so they can play Epstein's Island.
There are also reports this week that Trump is already getting annoyed with Elon Musk, who won't leave Mar-a-Lago and has embraced the nickname First Buddy.
I think Melania is the only one happy that Elon Musk is still knocking about because he keeps Donald Trump busy. But Melania now, Elon Musk is like an iPad with your kids. She's bringing Donald Trump into the living room. Come on, let's just plonk you down in front of Elon for a couple of hours.
Are you a sandwich person?
Not straightforwardly, but I have seen them, and I have also eaten them.
Yes, OK.
But I just don't want to be remembered only for my sandwich eating. But I may be.
What do you have for lunch? I can't imagine it.
Thank you. It is an interesting point. What do I have for lunch? I often leftovers or the things that could be considered breakfast.
Ooh. Best kind of lunch.
Cereals.
Yeah.
I can see why it's become such a big story, actually, because there's so much to unpack.
Look, it's possible.
No, let's give it the time. Sometimes soup I've been known to have.
Yeah.
I see you
salads.
as a soup eater.
Yeah, I can see you as a soup.
Also burgers, hot dogs, of course.
It's possible.
Kind of like a sandwich, but not really. I just want to bring it back to lunch.
We need to...
Sometimes an open sandwich or a kebab.
I grew up in the 70s, so, you know, we lived in constant fear of the 3-minute warning. And we were advised to make a nuclear survival kit just from stuff. And knowing I was coming on this, I went up in the loft last night and I found my original...
Wow.
So this was from 1974, when I was 10. I haven't looked inside it, but I'm just looking at some of the stuff I put in there. So I put in, you know, so there's like matches, you know, there's a torch, there's a whistle, there's shoe polish and a brush, because there's no reason to let standards slip. A suede brush, tea bags and some milk. And I don't believe this. This is the... Yeah, I remember now. I did some predictions of for the year 2024. Now I'm remembering that now. Yeah. Not to be opened until late November 2024. What is it? It's about? Shall I?
Yeah,
Just have a look. Go on. So I was 10. Fascinated to remember. What? Yes, I had the headed note paper even then. And, so my predictions for Christmas 2024 by Harry Hill, aged 10. 1, much trouble in the world. So that's spot on.
Yeah, nailed it.
2, Zoe Ball to step down from Radio 2. She was the year below me at school. 3, last leg cancelled.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry to...